Parenting may be the most challenging and important job we'll ever face. It's certainly the most mysterious. Our children come with no instruction manuals, no blueprints guaranteeing success. And so we puzzle over the great riddle of raising our kids. Dr. Lawrence Kuttner, a clinical psychologist, teaches at Harvard Medical School and is a columnist for Parents Magazine.
What makes it difficult now is that the problems faced by parents of this generation are quite different from the problems faced by parents of 1 or 2 generations ago.
We begin with Barry and Barbara Cohen, who've been fighting with their 2 sons, ages 9 and 7, about everything from homework to bedtime. Unsure of what to do, Dad does what was done to him.
I spanked one of my children so hard. I hated myself. I said, what am I doing? I knew I couldn't continue like that.
Is Daddy a good parent?
No. No,
And
turn it on.
why is he not a good parent?
Because he yells at me, he hits me, he punishes me, he makes me go to bed early.
And why does he do that?
Because he's mean.
Tell me an episode when you lost control.
The 2 of them would be fighting. I would tell them 5 minutes before, don't even look at each other, don't sit near each other, just stay away from each other. A minute later, one of them is crying or both of them are crying. I would be so upset myself that I would lose control. I'd wind up spanking them, and everybody would be crying.
And where do you think you got that idea to do that in the first place?
My father was a screamer. My mother was a screamer.
Barry comes from a long line of screamers.
And that's what he grew up with, and that's what he knows, and that's what he's perpetuating. Even if it doesn't work, that's the one technique he's comfortable with, so he keeps doing it.
Yeah, but you can't always be explaining to kids.
Well, no, you can't always be explaining to kids, but you can say, you guys are acting out too much. You're going to have to quiet down. I want you in your room until you can quiet down. That's very different from the you in your room, you in your room.
You believe in spanking?
By itself, it's a lousy technique. It doesn't teach the child anything new, except to fear you.
Carrie and Michael Pollack have 2 sons, 7-year-old Zachary and 4-year-old Dylan. Capturing the chaos on tape is easy compared to calming the storm. What would you do?
Go upstairs when your shoes are tied and when you
That is an absolutely classic temper tantrum. The kid is unable to express in words the intensity of the emotion that he or she feels. And so it comes out with flailing arms and kicking legs and screams. They're completely out of control. So what you want to do is you stay calm. Your child needs to borrow your calmness.
I like that idea.
What you do is you walk over and you physically move your child, even if it's only 2 or 3 feet.
Why?
It shows that you are in control of the situation.
There are times, are there not, when punishment is absolutely called for?
Well, discipline is different from punishment. Right? Discipline has to do with teaching. And yes, there are times when a kid needs to see the consequences of behavior. What I like having is natural consequences of things. Your child loses his baseball mitt all the time, well, you don't go out and buy another one.
How about timeouts? What do you think about timeouts? Pretty effective?
There are 2 purposes to timeout. One is your child has to calm down, get back in control. The other is the parent has time to calm down and get back into control. What we found with timeout is the shortest period possible is the best.